Hey guys, welcome to Digit, and in this video we are going to be letting you know how to pair a DMD display with an Arduino Uno. This particular display happens to be based on the MAX 7219 IC. That's a very popular IC, and lots of libraries for Arduino, especially the Parola library, the one that we're going to be using, is compatible with it. Now, this is what the DMD looks like. These are the LEDs which appear in an 8x8 format, and these are the connectors underneath. Now, each individual module can be paired to build something that's about 8 modules deep, or perhaps even 12 modules deep if you have the right amount of power being provided. Now, in this example, we are going to be using 4 modules that are chained right beside each other, and this is a single PCB module. So you can see 4 separate DMD modules that are attached in a single PCB, and the connectors are at one edge. So this is the set of connectors that you're going to be connecting to your Uno, and we've already attached certain jumpers to the pins just so that you can get an indicator as to which connectors you need to be using. And do keep in mind these connectors are specific to our example because of the modifications that we made to the code. In case you're using a separate example or a separate code from the one that we are showcasing, you will need to make those modifications. Let's reassemble the module, the DMD module. When you're doing this, you need to look at the pin counts. Now, pin 1 over here happens to be on the top left edge, whereas pin 1 on the module happens to be over here. So you need to align those and press it into place. Now, the pins that we are going to be using for this particular example can be referred on the module itself. Now, the pinouts happen to be the same for each module. Since the connector is on the extreme right hand side, we'll be looking at VCC, ground, data input, chip select, and clock pins. And we'll be attaching those wire jumper cables to the Arduino to the respective position. Now you can see all the connections made. We can start with the VCC, which happens to be the black cable at the very top. That's flowing all the way through into this end, which happens to be the 5-volt pin on the Arduino Uno. Then we have the ground cable, which is the white colored cable. That's going into the ground pin, which is right next to pin number 13. Then we have the data input pin, which is the gray colored cable. That's going into pin number 11 on the Arduino Uno. Then we have the chip select pin. That's the purple cable. That's going into the Arduino Uno at pin number 10. Lastly, we have the clock pin, which happens to be the blue cable, and that's going into pin number 13. Now that the connection is made, we can proceed into the Arduino IDE to begin programming. To begin, let's fire up Arduino IDE. We already have the sketch coded in along with all the necessary modifications. But before you can get to this stage, you need to ensure that you have the proper library installed. To do this, go to the Library Manager by pressing Ctrl-Shift-I, or click on Tools, then click on Manage Libraries. The Library Manager will pull all the latest updates from the official Arduino repository. In the search form on the top right, type in Parola, and it will find the Parola library by Magic Designs. You can see that we already have version 3.3.0 installed. You can select another version, but the latest works just fine. Once you have the library installed, you can close the Library Manager. In order to get this example, the exact text, you can head over to the official GitHub for Magic Designs. We had to make a few modifications to adapt this particular example with the DMD module that we have. In particular, we had to come down and define the hardware type, which we've highlighted on the right side. Now, this definition can be placed anywhere in the beginning lines of the sketch. This is the type of DMD that we are using. Underneath that, you can see max devices. You can set this line to 4. The remaining things can be kept as is. Now scroll down to find where we can edit the message that needs to be shown. It says global message buffers shared by serial and scrolling functions. Over here, we need to modify this particular line that happens to be the 4th line from top. Right now, we put in Hey Digit. Once that is done, you can simply verify the sketch. Now, when we power the Arduino, you will be able to see the message as was typed. Thank you for watching.